It is time for Litter Media Live on this October 29th of 2025 with the legendary Mike Smith. I'm Dan Ramey, and over there is Aaron Glandon, Mr. Hand 2. Good to see you all today.
Were you, Mr. Hand 2, were you related to Han Solo? That'd be Hand 1, wouldn't it? Get it? Han Solo.
His name is Han. H-A-N.
Yeah.
For our benefit, we can make it Hans.
You're really reaching there with that one.
That'd be like saying, are you like the hamburger helper guy, the little glove thing?
Right. That's another one. It's all in the family, you know.
During the Halloween parade, I want to say it was with the Mid-Ohio Jeepers when they were going by, I think. Maybe you can remember. They were waving these hands, and they had like Mickey Mouse hands. Mm-hmm. And I thought to myself, it's the hamburger helper guy.
Hamburger helper, yeah. There you go.
We had hamburger helper last night. I got it on my mind.
Do you know I have never, ever eaten that?
You don't know what you're missing.
I obviously. Is it good?
It is good. We usually go for the regular, the standard cheeseburger macaroni thing, but they have all kinds of different. They've got taco flavor. They got this and that. It's amazing.
Now, my wife would probably swear that when we first got married that we ate it at some point, but I don't remember it. So, but I don't think she's ever had Spam. And I'm saying you don't know what you were missing because I was raised on Spam.
So. Today, you've got to make a stop at the grocery store then, pick up some hamburger helper.
Well, she's on the way back from Wilmington, the meeting she's in. She's stopping. I need to text her, bring back some hamburger helper. I want to try
and
this.
Spam, so she can try Spam.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a full recap of
I don't think it's going to happen this week. She's kind of busy.
That's right. They get this. Maybe after the season's done.
Maybe.
Jump into those little culinary expert moments. Coming up in a moment, we'll get you caught up to date with news and information. We had some guests yesterday on the program and also again today. So we'll save today's guests for later. But we do want to tell you about the weather. We had some light rain today.
Yes, a little sprinkle when I was coming in, and we can expect more of that. Rain has already started, and we expect it to pick back up this afternoon and this evening, as well as into the early hours tomorrow, high 53. We think we'll get some partly sunny skies back for Friday with a high 53 and an evening low of 44.
But we can tell you that it looks like it's going to be chilly. It'll cool for the maid rally on Friday morning.
Yes.
So temperatures around 38, 40 degrees. So dress warm if you're participating in said activity. All right, coming up, news. But first, let's tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. It's colder outside. You want it to be warm inside, right? And if it's just really hot outside, you want it to be cool inside. And when it's not supposed to be wet around your plumbing area, you need to call Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com, and it takes you to their website where you can learn more. AccurateHVAC.com.
At Tomlinson Insurance, we've been protecting families, farms, and businesses since 1853. From auto, home, farm, life, or health, we tailor coverage that fits your world with multiple carriers to meet your insurance needs. Real people, real service, local agents who can answer the phone and care when it matters most. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call or stop by today.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
You can always follow along with what we're doing today when you go to our website. That's littermedia.com. You'll see some of the stories we're sharing with you today, but you want to make sure you're following us on our social media as well, Facebook, X, and more. All those links are available in the upper right-hand corner at littermedia.com. Yesterday, we were on the road with the Adena FFA. They're getting ready for their Veterans Day Assembly, which will be taking place on Monday, the 10th of November. And there you see we had all of the officers involved with Adena FFA, and they talked about the breakfasts.
The day starts with breakfast. We serve pancakes, biscuits and gravy. There's going to be fresh fruit and then orange juice, coffee, and milk. So they get to socialize and just enjoy their morning. And then we'll have the assembly at 9.
That is Michaela McIlvain. She is the president of the FFA at Adena. And if you'd like to hear more about what all the kids had to say, because we talked about farming, we talked about a bunch of stuff outside of the Veterans Day Assembly, you can find that now on our YouTube channel, and you can also find it here in the video section of our Litter Media Facebook page. Also, something new that you can find at littermedia.com. This is something we're working with the Daughters of the American Revolution. Speaking of the Nathaniel Massey chapter, these are some Patriot spotlights. These are men who were, and there may be a woman at some point in time. I don't know for sure. The DAR is doing all the research on this. These are patriots who are buried here in Ross County. So if you'd like to learn more about them, we have a special spot on our website, littermedia.com. It's under news, and you'll see it says DAR Patriot Spotlight. And just check that out, and you can learn a little bit more about how our history played a part in America's history as we get ready to celebrate the the 250th anniversary. Sesquicentennial celebration.
Quintennial.
Did I say?
Quintennial?
Quintennial.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it is Quinn.
250 years.
Look for that on our website.
Yes.
Chillicothe Ross Public Library is setting up a food drive to benefit the Good Samaritan Network of Ross County Food Pantry in light of the possibility of SNAP recipients not receiving benefits with the federal government shutdown. That would actually affect them starting this Saturday. Drop off non-perishable food items at any library branch here in the community during open hours from now until Thanksgiving. Also, you can find information about food assistance resources in Ross County through the United Way of Ross County Facebook page, as well as on their website.
Did you happen to see in Columbus the Dollar General that was boarding up its windows already for fear of people stampeding the store, apparently? But from what I understand, they were forced to take those boards down now. So interesting. Never would have thought of that being a potential problem. Right. There's a prayer walk sponsored by Young Life Ross County. It's this coming Saturday. It'll take place in 2 locations. They'll start at Unioto High School right there at the tank, and they'll walk around and they'll pray while they're walking. That starts at 8 o'clock, and then they'll move over to Chillicothe High School. Now, someone asked on our Facebook page yesterday, will they be walking a route to Chillicothe? No, they're going to then get in their vehicles and drive to Chillicothe High School, and they'll gather again out in the gym parking lot. So if you want to participate in that, it'll be 8 o'clock at Unioto, 8:45 at CHS, and the prayer walk is open to the public, so you're more than welcome to attend and participate.
This week's Sunday school lesson is about the promises of the power of prayer, so check that out as well. As part of America 250 Ohio celebration, Ohio Department of Natural Resources is proud to share a full schedule of events starting in January to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Ohio's public lands have a deep, rich history, and this special presentation is a chance to share that with all visitors in and around the Buckeye State. Now, if you go to our website, story@littermedia.com, you'll see the full calendar of 50-plus events, and they suggested that there may be some added. So that's what we have as of now, and I believe it starts at Hocking Hills in January. That's the first one, but we're giving you everything in the state of Ohio. In case you're doing some traveling and you want to check that out, go to our website, Story, to find all that information.
Can you call it a high five when you have the bald eagle and the cardinal slapping feathers?
Looked like they were real high. Wonder if they can do that in the air.
It's like a high wingtip. I'll give you one of those, I guess. While it's still early, the Workforce and Business Development Program, the Community Action Committee of Pike County, is again providing free tax return preparation with their program January 26th through April 15th of 2026. This is to file federal, state, and local tax returns free of charge for low to moderate income taxpayers. They do electronic filing with direct deposit. That gives you the faster refunds with no fees as well. Preparers are certified by the IRS to prepare the complete these tax returns. So just come to the Community Action Committee of Pike County. You'll find them on Market Street in Piketon, or you can give them a call at 740-289-2371 for more information.
In an effort to reduce serious crashes in and around the Buckeye State, the Ohio Department of Transportation today is emphasizing the Buckle Up Phone Down Day. Now, while today's the emphasis because of the advertising, this is something they want you to do every day. Don't be on your phone while you're driving. Now, Ohio has recorded a steady decline in overall traffic deaths over the last 3 years, but too many people continue to die on Ohio roadways. Now, for clarification, legally, you can talk on your phone while you're driving, but you are not permitted to look or text on your phone while you're driving.
Fines up to, what, $150?
It's something you do. You probably won't be too happy when you get a ticket, but it might just save your life.
Right. We received this from the Chamber of Commerce in their weekly newsletter that they send out. What do they call it? The Chamber Connection, if I'm not mistaken. The 2025 Best in Ohio Business Awards voting continues until this Sunday. You can vote once a day during the voting period. Local chamber member businesses in this year's voting include the Lunchbox Lunch Restaurant, the Schwimmline and Ash Wealth Advisors of Janney Montgomery Scott, financial planning firm, Rate Mortgage Lender, Kingston National Bank, Community Banking, under the credit union, Homeland Credit Union, Hurley Moving and Storage for moving and storage companies, Staff Source Incorporated Staffing Company. The printing company would be Printex, same-day printing. Chillicothe Ross Chamber of Commerce for Chamber of Commerce. The HVAC specialist, Accurate Mechanical, that's Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. And photographer, our buddy Dre Stewart with Dre Day Videos. So a lot of our advertisers are involved there too. So hats off to you and good luck in the voting through the Chamber.
And if you go to our website, story@littermedia.com, there is a link within the story that'll take you to where you can vote. Road report. We've talked about this before, but people still don't know what's happening. I just found that talking to some folks yesterday. From now through November 5th here in Chillicothe, all on and off ramps at US 23 and East Main Street interchange are open. At least 2 lanes are maintained on US 23 between Eastern Avenue and the US 2335 split. But keep in mind, the following day, the southbound ramps close for the next 45 days in order to do what they were doing on the northbound lanes for 45 days.
Now, keep in mind also, if you want to travel Charleston Pike, there is a pathway underneath the overpass there. However, they're still working on one of those lanes there. So drove out there the other day, and I'm like, yeah, this is cool. You can get back on 23. However, there's the issue where they do have, I think it would be the westbound lanes coming in are kind of tinier. So be careful as you're driving through that area. Coming up, a look at sports in just a moment. But first, we want to share with you that Hometown Motors Incorporated continues with its Skag clearance sale. The incredible thing is they had so much Skag inventory that they're trying to make room in the warehouse. So in order to do that, they've lowered the prices so much so that you think they've lost their where's your brain? Well, you can choose from a wide selection of Skag mowing equipment, but you better hurry. Once the clearance inventory is gone, it's gone, and so are those low prices with them. You can call 740-773-8826. Talk to Regina, or just about Regina just celebrated her 37th anniversary with Hometown Motors Incorporated. Your store for the great outdoors. Check them out online, too, at hometown-motors.com.
Mark came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc. Minimally invasive spinal surgery got him back to what matters most. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Each weekend this October, Sugarloaf Mountain Amphitheater transforms into Haunted Mountain. Try to find your way out of the escape room. Traverse the spine-chilling scares along our haunted trail. And each night at 7:15, the Mothman Experience begins on the main stage with It Flies by Night. Or bring a lawn chair and enjoy a free showing of our scary movie series on our giant projection screen in the parking lot. See our movie schedule and secure your spot for the Mothman Experience at hauntedmountain.org through Halloween night.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Time for sports, and a reminder again, Amanda Clear Creek travels to Portsmouth to take on the Trojans, Aces and Trojans, Friday night, our Litter Media radio game of the week. You want to scan that QR code there. That'll take you right to the app that you can listen on your phone. If you want to listen just through littermedia.com, we've got a radio player right there. In fact, you can hear us right now because we're on Litter Media Radio at this point in time, live.
Let's look at the Haynes Total Healthcare Center High School Tournament scoreboard from last night. It was soccer. High school girls tournament action, Division III regional semis. Marietta beat Dover 3-0. They will now face Akron-Hoban in the regional championship, who beat Medina Buckeye 5-1. Division IV girls, Alexander ends McLean's season 2-1. And now the Lady Spartans will play Lisbon Beaver, who beat Tuscarawas Valley in the other semi 3-2. And in Division V regional semis, Leesburg-Fairfield girls saw their season come to a close, a heartbreaker, losing in double overtime to Fairbanks 2-1. Fairbanks now plays Highland, who beat Norwayne by a score of 4-1. More soccer and some volleyball action in Divisions 2 and 6, I believe, tonight.
Big one, Unioto and Wheelersburg tonight. I think they're playing that over at Chillicothe High School. Yep. So you want to be out for that. World Series in action, Game 4. It's all tied up at 2 games apiece. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he stole the night. Did he have 2 home runs last night?
No, he had 1.
Or just had the one that was a no-doubter.
I'd put him up 2-1.
6-2, the final there. And now they've got one more game in Los Angeles.
That's tonight.
And then they head to Toronto for at least Friday and possibly Saturday.
They kept showing live video of the fans gathered at Toronto's home stadium, even though they weren't playing there. But I couldn't see, they never did a panoramic shot to show how many people were there. I mean, it looked like a lot. I just don't know if the stadium was completely full. But
did you see Joey Votto at all in the shot?
No.
Just kind of wonder if he might have been there as a fan. So
I think Joey could probably afford to be in Los Angeles watching it there.
He probably
with all the other celebrities.
Yeah, but he's the kind of guy that now he's the last 5 years or so he's really opened up to the fans. So he might have been with them, sitting in the front row. Who knows?
In fact, I did see at the World Series last night a guy that we're going to be talking about next.
Oh, no surprise, no surprise. The Blue Jackets, by the way. 4-3 winner in overtime yesterday in Buffalo. Get this, they are above 500, 5-4. Playoffs, here we come.
Yep. Yeah.
Much to happen between now and April.
Sure.
But let's just keep it up. We like the fact that they're 5-4.
One game at a time.
Mm-hmm. Coming up in just a moment, to get you caught up to date on this date in history. We don't have to go too far back. But when, in the grand scheme of things, it's been 22 years.
Yeah.
Where does time go?
As long as Aaron's been around.
Incredible. Details coming up.
You know, one of our great sponsors we love talking about is Litter Quality Propane. You know, they have custom tank colors and wraps. Find out how a propane tank can be beautiful at litterpropane.com.
The Pike County Career and Technology Center provides hands-on, skilled trades training with engaging curriculums and endless possibilities. From automotive technology, carpentry, business management, to culinary arts and interactive media. From electricity, welding, HVAC, engineering, and medical technology to pre-nursing, basic food service, and public safety. We're preparing our youth for America's workforce through today's technology. To learn more about Pike County CTC, visit pikectc.org.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Intermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Intermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. It is time for this date in history, and we hearken back to the year
2003. Certainly not ancient history, but it's history. 18-year-old basketball prodigy LeBron James scored 25 points, grabbed 6 rebounds, and dished out 9 assists, but his Cleveland Cavaliers lose to the more experienced Sacramento Kings 106-92. It was LeBron's debut and one of the most impressive in league history, only months earlier graduating from high school.
And winning a state championship.
Yeah, but today was his first day playing in the NBA in a regular season game. LeBron James, 18 years old on this date in 2003.
The man-child. Mm-hmm. Incredible. And then What happened 13 years later, Mike?
A championship.
Cleveland!
Yeah.
He did it for Cleveland.
Yeah. There's been some speculation over the years that when he's ready to retire, he'd come back to Cleveland. I don't know that that's going to happen, but
if that were the case, he would probably come back and own the team.
That's possible too. I suppose you could be a player owner. You can be a player coach. Why not a player owner?
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if the Raiders were wishing that were the case, because Tom Brady's part owner of the Raiders.
Yeah. How old's Tom now?
Tom would be 42.
So he's
something like that.
Flacco's what, 40 or 41?
I think he is 41.
Okay.
I think that's the case.
Of course, we haven't seen each other to talk about it, but of course you're not a Bengals fan, but neither am I, except when the Browns stink, and that's happening.
And speaking of the Browns, Myles Garrett is part owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers as well. So I could see that. Yeah, I think is the next step for these high-paid athletes is stake and ownership of some sort in the franchise that they're playing for.
They were talking about the WNBA when they had the NBA commissioner on late last week talking about the status of the game. Of course, that was a day or two before the big gambling scandal came out. But I think that it's not that they have ownership, but the players get a certain percentage. And I can't remember what he said the players, the NBA players' stake is now, but the women's game is way, way down where it was for the guys many years back. So obviously they want more.
And the WNBA has ridden on the coattails of Caitlin Clark here of late. And we're hearing that she might be gone for all of 26.
Yeah, her injury. So
what will they do if...
Well, the irony of all of that is, and I hope for her sake she's not going to miss, but there were some that were really, I think it's jealousy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what about us? Okay, let's see how you do without her if you have to. And then you'll be begging, oh, please, Caitlin, come back. Save the game, There's darlings in every sport, whether you like them or not, whether you think it's fair or not. There are some people that have a way of elevating the sport, and you can go back through history and see. I mean, a lot of people think Babe Ruth saved baseball because that was immediately after the Chicago Black Sox scandal. The excitement of watching this guy hit, mammoth home runs out of the park. I think the guy that was the leading home run hitter in the major leagues before Babe came along, he was nicknamed Home Run Baker. And the most he ever hit in the season, I think, was 20. And here comes Babe Ruth. He's hitting 40 and 50 and 60. So you can see how and Babe was a larger-than-life character.
And let's go back to 1994 after the player strike they had. And what was the big thing afterwards? It was the long ball. You had Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, and Barry Bonds doing their thing. But again, then comes the black eye for baseball as well through the drug deal.
Have you noticed that since the last baseball shutdown, and it happens after every inning, what does the player do when the last out of an inning is made? Have you been?
I haven't.
This has been going on for years now, several years. They throw the ball in the crowd.
Oh, well, yeah, I've seen that.
But that's not the way it was. But after the last word, it was kind of like be a better ambassador of the game.
Gesture, yeah.
Give a fan of baseball. So after every inning, you see that. They throw the ball up into the crowd. I don't know if they look for a kid or what.
The last Reds game that I attended was on a Monday night, something like that. Anyway, they were playing Pittsburgh. And so Dan Jr., Brandy, and Paradise and I went down. It was for Paradise's birthday. And at that time, Yasiel Puig was playing for the Reds. And so during warm-ups, they're throwing back and forth in front of us, and we're probably I think we might have been like 16 rows back. And Yaziel turns around and looks, and he's kind of going like this, and we all stand up, and he throws it. And I had to hop a little bit, and when I did, I managed to get my hand on it, knock it down, and I went like this, and Paradise's face was like, and I'm like, first time that's ever happened for me.
You didn't do like the Karen that took the ball from the little boy, did you?
Wasn't nothing like that.
That's good.
But the first game I took my son to was the Chillicothe Paints game. And that night in particular, it was the last home game of the 1993 season. So we're talking the first bunch of Paints players. And Chris Hanners, I'm standing there talking with him, and Dan Jr.'s with me. Danny was like 10 years old. And he says, son, you want a baseball? And he says, well, yeah, sure. So he grabs a baseball, throws it into the dugout, and all the players signed the baseball. And I'm like, this is cool. I've only had a signed baseball like that once before. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But then we go out into the parking lot, and the car that was parked next to us had pulled away. Well, one of the foul balls that came out of the stadium was sitting underneath that car. They didn't realize it. So my son got an autographed baseball and a foul ball on his first night of a baseball game.
Not bad.
And I'm like, I've been coming to games all my life, and I've never had something like this happen. But I was invited to throw out the first pitch for Zane Trace. This is back in the 1980s. And Eastern was playing Zane Trace. And Rodney Griffiths was the athletic director at the time, invited me out, and I threw out the first pitch, and then they gave me a signed baseball. The likes of, Roger Hayden was on it, some Arledge kids and everything, all those names on a baseball. I ended up giving it back to Roger when he retired, I think. I said, this thing's been in my house for a long time. How about if I give it back to somebody that will really appreciate it?
There you go.
So
I think I got one from Uniota. Donnie Neff had me come out and do that one time. So.
Yeah. A lot of fun doing those things. And that's the cool thing about baseball.
I love baseball.
You can't do that with football. You can't do it with hockey, you know.
Always my favorite sport. A lot of people have not heard me talk about it, but that's my favorite sport to call is baseball. And that was the sport we got to do very little of because the weather, you know, if you weren't undercover. And you know how springs are around here. It's could rain for a week. So.
And he's not talking about being undercover like an agent of some sort.
No,
just
love baseball.
But there's nothing like baseball.
Yeah.
You know, we started talking about baseball on Monday's show, and then it just went off the rails.
Yeah, that Aaron had an F in that class today? Or?
I don't remember hearing the grade.
I think I got an A in that class. I either got an A- or a B+.
Nepotism. Yeah, the relative that was your professor.
I think I got.
How'd I get hired here?
Well, Dan's going to have to fill you in. I warned him against it, but he hired you. Oh, golly. That's not true.
He had good parents and grandparents who were fans of the show. So, all right, we better get out of here before we get in any more trouble. That's it for today's program. We had a chat earlier this morning with the kids from Paint Valley's Ambassadors of the Drug-Free Clubs of America. You can find that on YouTube as well as here on Facebook. We'll share some of that in our show tomorrow. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Stay dry out there. We'll see you soon.